Hey Ray, I'm Sarah. I just wanted to say thank you for participating in this assignment with me. As you know, I'm not an actual LPC, I'm only in school, and if we uncover any problems throughout this process that either of us feel like you might need some additional resources, I'll be happy to help you find an LPC that can help you or help you with those resources. As you know that there's limitations to confidentiality. We are videoing the session. Your name has been changed. My professor will see this video, but there is going to be a transcript of what's said as well, and some review of the session that some of my students will review. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. I do apologize. I do like to write things down to kind of help keep my thoughts on track, especially since I'm kind of newer to this. Do you have any questions or concerns about this process?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right, so let me just make sure that there's nothing else we need to go over. Is there any concerns with you about our gender differences?
No.
No? Okay. I think that's about it. We can go ahead and start. Is there anything specifically you want to talk about today?
Yeah, I've just been having trouble just coming home, kind of being depressed, having some anger outbursts.
Okay, so when you say you're coming home, you're depressed, what does that depression look like to you?
Just wanting to just be by myself.
Be by yourself? Can you explain to me kind of who all's in your household? What goes on when you get home?
So I have a wife and 3 children, and normally when I get home, the house is pretty loud. Kids are running, playing. They haven't seen me all day. They're asking me to do things, and most of the time I just want to go be by myself.
I get that. I'm sure that can be overstimulating. Do you get overstimulated often, or is it mostly just when you're coming home?
I pretty much, I get overstimulated, but I just try to just keep it all in when I'm not at home.
Okay, so you said with the depression, you feel that those feelings most when you're coming home. You're overstimulated. What does that depression feel like within your body? How would you describe those depressive symptoms?
Just really tired.
Tired. Okay. So what do you do for work? What's your job like?
So I do maintenance. So just working on a lot of different machinery all day.
Okay. Is that challenging work? Do you enjoy it?
It's challenging. I enjoy it most days, but some days not.
Okay. Do you feel like work affects your mood before you come home, or it plays a part in that?
I think so. We just opened up a new plant, and work has been really stressful and busy, just learning a new machine and learning all the new parts and different things.
Okay, so I hear that you're stressed. You're having some stress at work. You are experiencing some anger and some fatigue. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Okay, so what are some areas that you notice that you don't feel these symptoms? Are there certain days that these feelings are worse than others?
Yeah, just normally on the days that I work, I have a lot of stress, and I feel like I can't get enough done.
Okay. So there's a lot going on. You got your work, you got your kids are overstimulating you, but can you tell me a little bit more about your kids? What's that relationship with your kids like?
So I have a really good relationship with my kids. I have a couple teenagers. One's a little bit younger. They're normal kids. Like to play video games, like to watch TV, like to just spend time doing things.
Well, thank you for telling me a little bit about them. What about your relationship with them?
It's been a few rocky parts in our life, but for the majority part, we have a really good relationship.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Is that a positive for you? Do you take comfort in that relationship with them?
I do.
Would you like to talk to me a little bit more about some things that you guys enjoy doing together?
So my son likes to play baseball, so we we play catch quite a bit, and then my daughters both like to play games and watch movies and kind of have movie nights and stuff. So that's kind of something that we like to do together.
Okay, so you guys have some hobbies together. What about yourself? Do you have any hobbies that you do alone, or have any things that you do to help kind of refill your battery?
I go hunting when the season is here.
So what do you do outside of hunting season when there's that time frame? That's a pretty large time frame when there's not hunting season, right?
We go camping some, but besides that,
Anything that you do alone or do with your spouse or
no.
no? Do you have any? I don't know. Do you have anything that you do like listening to music or finding some quiet time that really replenishes you or makes you feel like you're getting some me time?
I mean, whenever the kids are in school, I have some days off that are by myself. Some days I can kind of rest and try to get, revamped and refueled. But a lot of days, on my days off, I kind of feel like I have to just kind of catch up on things, make sure everything's taken care of before everybody gets home from work and school.
Okay, so it sounds like you're feeling the depression, you're feeling the fatigue, anger, which we've already kind of hit on, but you're having some stress at work. You're coming home. There's additional stress at home because it sounds like your days off are also pretty busy. And then whenever you're coming home, you're met with a lot of things that kind of make you feel, when you say overstimulated, what does that feel like?
I just kind of feel like everybody's kind of up in my face, and I don't really get a chance to just come down off everything and take a shower and kind of get calmed down.
Does that feel frustrating to you?
It does feel frustrating. It makes me feel bad because I know everybody's just wanting to see me when we get home, but sometimes I would like to just go and spend 20 minutes, just getting cleaned up and kind of getting settled in before everything starts happening.
Okay, so it sounds like you definitely need some space, some alone time, even if it's just a little time here and there, just something to give you some space to maybe allow you to de-stress. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I think that would definitely help if I just had some moments of peace throughout the week to where I didn't have anything going on or didn't have nothing to do or nobody had an expectation. I could just kind of just hang out for a while.
Are there any days that, let's say you have your schedule for the week laid out, and I know for most people they're kind of routine about what their schedule looks like. Is that about the same for you weekly?
Yeah, mostly.
Are there ever free days at all that you have that are, you don't have something going on that day, or maybe not even a full day, even a good portion of the day, let's say a third of the day is completely free where you could take some time?
There's probably at least a day every week I could take some time for myself.
Okay. What about some other time that we're not thinking about? What does your drive look like? Or do you work locally, or do you have a commute?
So I commute about 35 minutes to work.
Okay. What does that commute time look like for you?
Most of the time just quiet.
Okay.
I don't listen to the radio or do anything.
Does that help you during that commute time?
It does. It does some.
What do you usually do to fill that commute time? Do you listen to the radio? Do you call somebody?
No, I just roll my window down and drive.
Okay. What happens if that commute time is interrupted? Like, let's say somebody gives you a call, or...
I don't have time just to think everything through about the day and just kind of get all the thoughts out of my head before I get home.
Okay. Do you usually get calls on your commute? Like maybe people calling to check to see if you're on your way home, or
Yeah,
just
I mean,
to chit chat?
most of the time, like somebody will call and just be like, hey, you on your way home? You know, what do you got going on this evening? Just kind of things like that.
Okay. Is there a way for you to alleviate those calls, or do you feel like you are pretty obligated to take those calls?
I kind of feel obligated to take those calls just because, I mean, you never know what's going on. So I don't just want to ignore people's phone calls in case that there is something going on.
Okay. So I'm picking up that maybe, since like with your kids, that time with them means a lot to you, and it's hard that you can't commit and be in the moment with them because you feel angry or a little stressed whenever you come home to them. And then also again with picking up those calls, you really feel like you're obligated to make sure that you're there for those people. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Are relationships a really big
Yeah.
value of yours?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So I think you definitely have some strengths in that, some resources. Sounds like the relationship with your kids is very important, and sounds like it's really good. Also, who are some of the people that would call you on your commute home?
My wife normally calls me. Sometimes my kids need something before I get home, they'll call me. My mom or my brothers call me.
Okay. So a couple of other people there that you feel obligated to, and would you say the relationships are good there?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay. So you have some people in your life that you want to kind of maintain those relationships and make sure that you're emotionally able to be present for those relationships.
Yes.
Okay. So those are definitely resources and some strengths there. You're showing up to work. You're showing up for your family, even if you're showing up frustrated or anxious or overstimulated, I guess. So those are some things that you can definitely use to help you reach some of those goals. What do you feel like a goal